Hello, hello. Day 7. So, welcome to day 7 of the 29 days of love. So, today, you know, I'm going live inside of Finding Forever Love, my private Facebook group. If you're not a member, I invite you to join us. Also, going live on my personal page because I would like to bring more people in and heighten awareness that this is going on, give you a little taste. I have been really deeply, what's the right word? Aware of love for about 9 years. And that may sound crazy, right? I'm 58 years old. And so for only 9 years, really 8 or 9 years, since I started my like real total immersion into love, what is love and how to be love. And I had a really wonderful thing happen this last weekend. I've been invited to do a speaking engagement on Friday night, and the talk is called Living a Life Aligned with Love. And I'm really excited about this. And when they were making an announcement that I was going to be speaking, and the gal that was making the announcement and sort of introducing me to the group said, Trudy is the walking manifestation of love. And there's never been a higher compliment given to me. It just touched me all the way from the top of my head to the tips of my toes. It touched me, it moved me. It was such a beautiful honor, such a beautiful compliment, because that's the intention that I have set for my life. And it takes work. It's not easy all the time. We're human. I'm human. And so, yes, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, but that doesn't make me any less human. And so I will always have those human moments when I'm triggered, when I'm emotional, when I react instead of respond, when I forget to slow down, when I forget to see something through the eyes of love, because that's habitual, it's training. It's been like attached to my stories about love for so long. But I'm in a course on Tuesday nights, The Way of Mastery. And it reminds us, it's very similar to A Course in Miracles. It's called The Way of Mastery. If you haven't heard of it, I encourage you to take a look. But it just talks about how it's a day-to-day. It's a day-to-day practice to live your life aligned with love. It's not a once and done. It's something that you do every single day. It's something that you choose each day, but it will transform your entire life. So I wanted to share that with you because that's why 29 days is so important. Because when we're committed to that, when we show up for ourselves, and when we make a commitment to ourselves, we start to honor our word. And that's a beautiful segue for what we're going to work on today. So, I've talked to you about building your toolbox, having a toolbox full of all things love. And this encompasses worksheets and exercises that you can do, meditations, guided visualizations, how to communicate, looking through the eyes of love, all the things that we've been learning for the first 6 days and now rolling into this. So I was introduced to the I am statement or the I am declaration from another coach named Steve Hardison. And he is known as the ultimate coach. And he his wife wrote a book called The Ultimate Coach about him. If you get a chance, I would encourage you to read it. And in it, she talks about the declaration or the document is how they call it, what they call it. And Steve uses this, he's an extremely powerful coach, and he uses this with every single client. He has them create an I am statement or a document. This is a personal document that you use as your guide for life. This is how you want to show up and how you want to be in this lifetime on the planet. And I've seen lots of different variations. I've seen people do it different ways. But ultimately, what you really are looking for when you're creating your document is something that's going to remind you and um, encourage you to stay committed to this every day. It's your word on paper. It becomes your law. It becomes your guiding light. It becomes your blueprint for life. Because when you commit it to paper and you're serious about your document, you don't break your word with yourself. So if you don't think you can do it, don't put it on your document. But this is a way for us to be able to move through life committed to excellence, committed to being the very best version of ourselves that we can be. And it helps to shine a light on what is really, really important, what really matters to us. So now, um, thanks to Steve, I have incorporated this into my work with my clients as well. And we create a series of tools, and I will be teaching you these. Um, the I am statement, a being statement, a freedom list, a visualization of what your life looks like. We'll do that in the clarity. We're in creation. We've done clarity, we'll do creation. And so I'll be walking you through those things. But before we dive in, I hope you have like a journal, pen and paper. Before we dive into this, I want to just talk to you about a couple of things like self love. So, why is self love so important? It is really foundational for us in our ability to attract and be attracted to only healthy love. Because when we don't love ourselves, and most of us were never taught this, and we don't know what that even means. And a lot of people say, "Oh, I love myself. I love myself." But they don't have any self-worth or confidence or value. They feel unworthy. They feel they question themselves. They don't trust their intuition. And so, even though the ego can step forward and say, I love myself. What are you talking about? Of course, I love myself. Deep down underneath, there's something missing. Because when you truly love yourself, you're willing to forgive yourself. You are willing to give yourself grace. You completely celebrate life and your accomplishments. You're not afraid to acknowledge your accomplishments. You feel worthy. You're valuable. You know your value, you know your worth. And all of this shows on the outside as radiance and joy and confidence. You come into relationships securely attached. So many come into relationships anxiously attached or avoidantly. And so this is a way to become securely attached because you are solid in your life. You've created a life that you love yourself, you take the time to nurture your relationship with yourself in the same way that you would take to nurture a relationship with anyone else, a best friend, a lover, your child. Like we nurture relationships that matter to us. And so we shouldn't be the bottom. We shouldn't be. We should prioritize our relationship with ourselves. And so we're going to work on our I am statement. And one more thing, I was watching an incredible movie last night. It's pretty old. It's called You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay, and it's a movie. And I had it on DVD, and we were watching it, and it was so good. It's got some of the amazing greats like Wayne Dyer and Cheryl Richardson and Gay Hendricks and Louise Hay and Christian Northrup all speaking about how powerful we are as beings. And it is a great movie if you get a chance to take a look. There's also a book by the same name by Louise Hay that You Can Heal Your Life. So, the thing that they were focusing on in a portion of the movie that really stood out for me was feeling. So, we've talked in the last few days about our thoughts and how our thoughts create our reality, they create our experience of life. how powerful they are. We are powerful creators. And so it's not thought alone, and this is really important. It's not thought alone that invokes that creative process, the law of attraction. It's the feeling behind the thought. So, which came first, the chicken or the egg? You can have a thought and then have a feeling, or you have a feeling and trace it back to a thought. It doesn't matter. When you are manifesting, when you are creating purposefully in your life, it's very important that you learn to be aligned with the thoughts that are the higher vibrations. But in addition to that, you stay focused on what you desire, not on what you lack, not on what's missing, not on worries, not on stress, not on problems. You stay in a state of gratitude. You stay so incredibly grateful for what you do have. And we all have something to be grateful for. So you stay, and I recommend a gratitude list. You just get in a habit of looking for things that are working and that you're grateful for. And it may start with the simplest thing, it'll grow because there's infinite things that we're grateful for. We're going to do that because when we get into a feeling state, this is why visualizations are so important. This is why affirmations work when we feel it. So if you are visualizing something, when you can get into that state of being where you can actually feel it, it's incredible. And that's when the power happens. That's when it like plugs in and the universe responds. Okay. So, your I am statement or your declaration. This is going to be, it can be long or short. I'm going to read you two examples, one from a client of mine, and I just won't use her name. The other is mine, my very first one that I ever did. And I love it. And it's not super short. But here's the thing, you get to create what you want to create, because my intention with this is that you read it every morning and you read it every night. You read it out loud and you commit it to memory. So that's why sometimes my clients will do a really short, succinct one so they can really commit it to memory. And so, to just give you an example, I am the universe. I am love. I'm a powerful creator. I am respected. I am inspired, and I am inspiring. I am a teacher of love. I am a love alchemist. I am committed to the mastery of love. I am worthy. I am more than enough. I am spirit. I am human. I am aligned with love. I am fit and healthy. I am wealthy in numerous ways. I'm in love with my life. I am light. So that is my very first one that I ever did. And I've done so many different, it can be like a working document, right? I've done shorter ones, longer ones, but the whole like main message is that I am love. And so each day, even just that simple statement, I am love, I am light, I am inspired, I am inspirational, I am kind, I am generous, I am grateful. It could be that. It can be that. And that would be enough. And you can feel it, right? You get into the energy of that. So one of my clients, again, I won't share her name, but hers is simply this, and it's so straightforward and simple. I am love and loved. I am a child of God. I am one with the universe and God. I am aligned with the energy of love. I am that my heart and mind are open to all possibilities. I am that I am worthy of all the abundance the universe has to offer. It's that simple. And so you get to create yours. And I would encourage you to create it, put it on your phone or put it into like a PDF document in Canva, make it pretty, whatever you want to do. Put it into your journal. We talked about how we're going to do like a visualization journal. So you can do that, you can print it and you can see it every day and you can read it. Start reading it in the morning, start reading it at night. And then throughout the day, remember these incredible questions. Am I seeing this through eyes of love? What would this look like if I saw this through the eyes of love? When you're reading your I am statement, ask yourself the questions, is this who I be in the world? And what do I need to do to be this in the world? So I wrote something else that I'll share with you. And now the I am statement is sort of your jumping off point, right? For building this life that you really love and for falling in love with yourself. Now, it's important to say, and I think I said this yesterday, that love, self-love and self-care are two different things. And sometimes we think like, getting a massage, getting our hair done, that is self-love. It is a part of self-love. It is self-care, and it's important. I don't know if I said this before, if I said this yesterday. If I did, it bears repeating. Imagine a tray and a pitcher in the middle, and everything around the tray, little Dixie cups, are all the things. It's your kids, it's your husband, it's your best friends, it's groups that you're in, it's every place and everywhere that you pour out your time. And you imagine that pitcher that's full at the beginning of the day, and it's filling each of these pitchers or each of these cups as you go through the day, and eventually it will run dry. What happens if it runs dry? You've got nothing to give. So that's where self-care is so important. It's so critically important that we take the time out to refill our own pitcher. And each person is individual and unique in how they fill their pitcher. So figure out, make a list, a really fun, dreamy list of ways that you can refill your pitcher. Maybe it is sitting by a fire, reading a good book, going for a walk in nature, getting a massage. It could be anything. Put it on the list, because taking care of you is the number one priority. Sort of like that on the airplane, we've all heard this, put on your oxygen mask first. Well, then when we start creating these toolkits, when we do things like our I am statement, our document, when we create a being list, who do I be? For me, it's love, kind, authentic, committed, clear, consistent, happy, honest, aligned, abundant, healthy, fit, confident, loyal, fierce, supportive, encouraging, compassionate, generous, thoughtful. That's my list of being. And you can see that my list of being is supported by my I am statement. Because I have that I am statement, that declaration, then I know that I'm strong enough to be these things in the world every day. It starts with doing it one day, and then you do it again, and you do it again until it's habitual, until someone describes you as the walking manifestation of love, which brings tears to my eyes. You can write things down that go into more detail from your I am statement that talk about you. Now, it can be in any area of your life, right? It can be just about who you be in the world, because so often we define ourselves by what we do. And so this is where love is critical, because love isn't about what we do, love is about who we be in the world. So for me, when I write different things, it's just reinforcing all of this. It's becoming a habit. It's like going to the gym and working out a muscle. You build strength. So, as a love coach, this lights me up. First of all, I have the best job in the entire universe, in my opinion. I've never done anything so fulfilling, and I've never witnessed so much incredible transformation ever since I became a love coach. It's never too late. I became a love coach in 2010. So I have been, or in 2015, I became a coach in 2010. I became a love coach in 2015. So it's only been like almost, little over 8 years since I've been doing love coaching. And I can't imagine a day in my life when I wasn't doing it. It's changed everything. So, as a love coach, I have a deep spiritual understanding of love and the energy of love and the universe. I have a deep understanding of living consciously. I have a unique ability and a gift to see and find the soul in others, all others. I help them see this good in themselves and guide them to fall in love with themselves and to forgive themselves and move forward from a place of love, strength, grace, and authenticity. I educate them on heart listening, guidance, clarity, commitment, consistency to create a life that they love. I also teach them how to identify energy and use this as feedback, how thoughts create our experiences of life, and we can learn to question our thoughts. Once we understand this, we can align our energy with what we really want, what we desire. We align our thoughts with our actions. And with that, we begin to manifest and create that we really desire. It's inspired action. Love is the foundation of it all. Every thought, deed, action, mood, intention comes from a place of love, and that creates peace, joy, acceptance, contentment, confidence, harmony in our lives. Without love, there is no peace. Love creates acceptance for what is and also allows for a deep knowing that all is well. It also creates hope in this human experience. That's a big one. Love creates hope in this human experience. I teach what love really is, the difference between that and our human understanding and conditioning. So when I read this, I feel like a love rock star. And that's what I mean by it's not arrogance, you guys. Self love isn't selfish, it's not arrogant, it's not conceit. Our heads aren't too big. We are dimmed down. We're taught to play small. We are dimmed down. Don't shine your light too bright. Don't be too loud. Don't get too excited. Don't get your hopes up. Our lights dimmed since childhood, but no, we were not made manifest onto this planet to play small and to dim our lights. We are here to shine, and I am here to give you permission to shine. And so start with your I am statement, your statement of being, write something down that just makes your heart sing. When you read it, you go, that's me. I'm so blessed that that's me. Do this for yourself today. This is your exercise for today. And I'll give you more for your toolbox tomorrow. We're going to stay on self-love for a couple of days before we move on. We're going to also talk like over the next week, we're going to really move into like consciousness in love and what it means to really get ourselves out there to start attracting forever love. There's just so much more to come. I'm so excited. We're moving right along. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you're here. If you are watching this and you feel a tug that you might want to go a little bit deeper, if you ever think you might want to do a little bit more work with me, go to my website, trudystoner.com, and there's a tab at the top, Work with Trudy, and just check it out. I have different offers. I have an Uncaged Woman membership site that is off the charts. I will be launching I'll be opening doors for Uncaged Woman Live, which is going to be happening starting in March. So that's going to be coming down the pipe, and you could always get on the waiting list for that. But you can just gather so much information if that feels aligned with you, because we're just getting started. I'm so happy you're here. We still have 3 weeks left, and I want to hear from you. I hope this is like blessing your life. I hope it's filling you up with love. Go do your I am statement, your declaration. And if you want to share it in the group, share it in the group. That's a great idea. I love that I just got that downloaded. Like, share that in the group. I would love to see them. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.